Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my Week 14 NFL reaction. Sorry that I didn't give you guys my Week 13 reactions. I just had a lot going on, but I'm back now, and we're ready to give you the best version of myself and the channel that we can give you. Couple disclaimers as usual. If you disagree with anything I say, please let me know down in the comments what you change, what you disagree with. So without further ado, let's just get straight into my Week 14 NFL reactions. Cue the intro. Alright, we are going to begin with Thursday Night Football, and we're going to start with the crazy game between the Lions and the Packers, where the Lions barely squeaked by the Packers 34-31. These two teams have been on the top of their game this entire season. Packers obviously 9-4. Lions, most likely, as an Eagles fan, I don't want to admit it, most likely going to get the number one seed. The Lions are get home field advantage. Looking at the stats now, Jordan Love, I mean, he had an okay game, but really all the credit on their offense went to Josh Jacobs. He was absolutely tremendous, scoring 3 rushing touchdowns. Tucker Kraft had the receiving touchdown. Christian Watson had a big day too. Overall, besides those two, not much to speak about. And then the defense, I mean, it's the Lions. I mean, not a lot of people are going to be able to stop the Lions. But Keyshawn Nixon, though, had the interception. And now looking at the Lions, Jared Goff once again absolutely went off. He's been hella accurate. He's been just overall a dog this year. He's been the reason why the Lions have been so good. David Montgomery, of course, as you'd expect, had a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs surprisingly did have an off day, but I mean, that's okay. Can't do it all the time. Tim Patrick surprisingly had 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs had a receiving touchdown, though. Amon-Ra St. Brown was kind of limited. Same with Sam Laporta. Now, defensively, they got a couple sacks. Well, just one by Zadarius Smith. But overall, not really much to think about. David Long Jr. did have a forced fumble. But overall, I mean, this was a crazy game. I got to give you guys the game of the week by far. And good luck to you two teams going forward. Lions, it's going to be a nice battle at the end of the season to see who gets the number 1 seed. Alright, and now we have the game where I wanted to take chopsticks and just shove them in my eyeballs. We have the Jaguars beating the Titans. These two teams have been absolutely atrocious this entire year. Mac Jones is just horrible. Their running game is just horrible. Other than Tank Bigsby receiving, it's just absolutely horrible. Although besides Brian Thomas, just awful. Defense was honestly really good though. Looking at the Titans now, surprisingly, Will Levis didn't have a pick, but only 168 yards. Tony Pollard had a big day. Tony Pollard's been the Titans' entire offense. And receiving, again, just not much to speak about. And defense, I mean, they had a couple picks, but other than that, just these two teams, again, as I mentioned, make me want to take chopsticks, scoop my eyeballs out. Like, they've been atrocious. Trade Trevor Lawrence and trade Will Levis and start all over again. Now we have the Buccaneers beating the Raiders. Although the Raiders did put up more of a fight, I mean, there wasn't really a lot to speak about. I mean, Desmond Ridder and Aiden O'Connor are both horrible. They have absolutely no run game, no Amir Abdullah, no Alexander Madison, although Aiden O'Connell did have a touchdown. Receiving, again, it's just nothing to think about. There's nothing to talk about. Brock Bowers had an off day and everything. Defense was absolutely horrible, although Kalavion Chasen, I think is his last name, he had a pick. Jack Jones had a pick. Maybe a forced fumble or 2. Overall, I mean, the Raiders forced a lot of turnovers. Just Baker Mayfield, I mean, he's throwing like 30, 40 times a game. He's been kind of careless with the ball lately, throwing like 2 picks a couple games in a row now. Rachaad White had a touchdown. Bucky Irving did get hurt mid-game. Jalen McMillan had 2 touchdowns. Rachaad White had 2 total touchdowns on the game. Levante David had the forced fumble. Tyke Smith had the interception. I mean, listen, the Buccaneers are a solid team. They're looking to win the division for, like, I think this is the fourth straight year. I mean, they've had this division on lockdown mainly because everyone else in their division's garbage. Like, the Falcons are actively trying to give it away to the Buccaneers. I mean, Buccaneers, just keep playing well. You have a fourth seed in your future. Speaking of the NFC South, we have the Falcons getting pulverized by the Vikings. The Vikings have been absolutely insane this year. Kirk Cousins has been absolutely terrible these past couple games. He started off hot, but then it was horrible. Like, look at this. That's horrible. Although 344 yards, I'll give him credit. But just no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. This is not the Kirk Cousins we know. I kind of called this because, I mean, like, he's a 36-year-old quarterback coming off of an injury. I mean, like, what did you expect was going to happen? At least I'm telling you, if the Falcons' offense did not have Bijan Robinson, you guys would be totally screwed. Again, Ray McCloud and Darnell Mooney, they were good, but just kind of meh. The defense was just non-existent the entire game. Sam Darnold absolutely had, like, by far the game of his life. 22 for 28, 347 yards, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Like what? Aaron Jones had a decent day. Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. Holy shit, can we talk about that? Look at this. Justin Jefferson, 7 for 132, 2 tutties. Jordan Addison, 8 for 133, 3 tutties. That's insane. And then the defense, as you would expect, Byron Murphy had an interception, and then this other guy they had 2 interceptions, a couple turnovers. I don't know. Vikings are seriously contending for the Lions, division spot. It's going to be a tough, like, NFC North has been by far the most clogged up division. So, I mean, good luck to the Vikings. Just, you better hope you guys don't face us in the playoffs. Now we have the Steelers absolutely pulverizing the Browns. I know the score doesn't say it, but, like, if you watch the game, the Steelers really were in control the entire game. Jameis Winston, once again, is absolutely horrible. Run game, Nick Chubb, he is absolutely washed. That injury, he's never going to be the same again. David Njoku had a touchdown. Jerry Jeudy had a touchdown. Jerry Jeudy has been really good this year by far. I mean, he's like top 5 in yards. Like, what? Jerry Jeudy. Again, just like no interceptions. The defense was just non-existent this entire game. Russell Wilson, once again, just continues to light it up. Run game, honestly, they have a solid run game too. Like, the Steelers are, like, looking at the offense and the defense, like, the Steelers are legit this year. Like, they could steal the division from Baltimore. I'm not kidding you guys. Like, Steelers, like, they look hungry this year. And now we have the Eagles, barely beating the Panthers. I know what you guys are going to say, like, oh, the Phillies a fraud. Like, they barely beat the Panthers. I mean, to be fair, I mean, like, please shut your mouths. Like, the Chiefs had the same exact struggle with the Panthers. So, like, pipe down. Bryce Young had an okay day. Like, he was not that good. I mean, Chuba Hubbard was basically their entire offense. Tommy Tremble and Xavier Legette, I mean, they were okay. Xavier Legette was very limited by Quinyon Mitchell. Guess who? Adam Thielen was guarded by Darius Slay. I mean, Adam Thielen, like Grandpa Adam Thielen, I don't get it. Bryce Young, I mean, the defense was able to get to Hurts 4 times. And now looking at Jalen Hurts, I mean, 108 yards, but like only 21 pass attempts? Like, what? Only 21 pass attempts. Like, I see good quarterbacks who are throwing for a lot of yards. Like, they have over 200 more pass attempts total than Jalen Hurts. Like, the problem with the Eagles, they're not passing the ball enough. I mean, I hate to admit it. At least he did have 3 total touchdowns on the day. But just, I mean, if we would just call more pass plays, we need more pass plays. I know we have Saquon Barkley. He also had a tremendous day as well. But, I mean, we just need to pass the ball more, especially in the playoffs. The the passing game was just, I mean, it was just, I mean, it was good to see Smitty back, but just 8 total receptions for A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. That's not good. C.J. Gardner-Johnson had an interception. It was a good one, too. C.J. Gardner-Johnson had a great day. Zach Bond had the sack. Darius Slay, absolutely, he shut down the game for the Birds. Nakobe Dean having 12 total tackles. Like, the defense, I mean, even though they only gave up 16 points, I think it was their worst performance since the Browns, and that's saying something because that was a long time. Philly, they're hungry this year, too, for the playoffs. I mean, if you don't believe in us, like, I don't know what's going to get you to believe in us. Now we have another game that made me want to physically hurt myself. We have the Saints beating the Giants 14-11, and this game was absolutely horrible. My prayers go out to Derek Carr. I hope he's okay. He had an okay game overall. Kendre Miller had a rushing touchdown. Alvin Kamara, I just feel like ever since the Eagles beat the Saints, like, Alvin Kamara's just been not that good since. Jawan Johnson had a receiving touchdown. Defense was very disruptive. And then Giants, Drew Lock was just absolutely atrocious. The Giants' whole team this year have been absolutely atrocious. They're probably going to go on, get the number 1 seed, draft, hopefully, Shedeur Sanders. Make a mistake so the Eagles can do good, I guess. But just, I mean, there's not much to speak about this game. This game was absolutely horrible to watch. Right, and now we have another great game, which is the Jets barely losing to the Dolphins in overtime. I mean, the Jets have put up great numbers, great games, but, like, they just cannot catch a break this year. I mean, I can't believe it. A healthy Aaron Rodgers, they added Devontae Adams, they add Tyron Smith, their defense is healthy, and somehow they're worse than they were last year. That does not make any sense. Looking at the Jets, Aaron Rodgers had a great game. 69 completion percentage, 339 yards, a tutty. Braylon Allen, Breece Hall was hurt. Braylon Allen, the run game was very limited. It was just mainly pass. Devontae Adams had a huge day. Garrett Wilson had a huge day. Defense was non-existent. Both defenses were non-existent. Tua had an outbreak day. 70 completion percentage, 331, 2 tutties. Devon Achane had a rushing touchdown, and no, he didn't have a receiving touchdown. Tyreek Hill absolutely went off. There's the Tyreek Hill we know. Jonnu Smith just absolutely continues to be a dog. And then the defense, again, was just non-existent. Overall, I mean, these two defenses may have been garbage. Their offenses have not been that bad. But the Jets, I mean, better luck next year, I guess. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is probably going to retire. So, I mean, there's not much really to say, on you guys this season. Dolphins, you guys still have a chance. And now we have the Seahawks obliterating the Cardinals. It's like the Cardinals are trying to choke away the division. They had the lead at one point, but then they just realized, oh, we don't want it, so you guys can have it. Geno Smith was hella accurate, but not as good. I mean, 233, a tutty, and at least, someone lets their quarterback pass for over 30 times. Zach Charbonnet absolutely had a monstrous day. Jackson Smith and Jigba had a great day too. Defense was really good. Kobe Bryant and Ernest Jones both had interceptions. 2 early game interceptions too. And Kyler Murray, looking at him, he was just not that good. James Conner had a pretty good day on the ground. 5 yards per carry. James Conner, he even had a receiving touchdown. Michael Wilson had a early game, first drive receiving touchdown, I think it was. I was watching Red Zone. And then the defense, as you'd expect, the defense just was non-existent this game. I like these two teams this year, especially the Seahawks. Seahawks, it's either comes down to the Rams or the Seahawks to win the NFC West. Cardinals and 49ers. Okay, now, let me talk to you about game of the week. Let me talk to you. Also, let me talk to you about performance of the week. Josh Allen, 22 for 37, 342 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 3 rushing TDs as well. James Cook, Josh Allen's been their only run game. 400 total yards on the day for Josh Allen. Khalil Shakir, Ty Johnson, Mac Hollins, they all had receiving touchdowns. Khalil Shakir had the best day. Defense just didn't show up to play at all. But looking at the Rams now. Matt Stafford, 23 for 30, 320 yards, 2 tutties. Puka Nacua had a rushing touchdown. Kyle Williams had 2 rushing touchdowns. Puka Nacua even had a receiving touchdown. Puka Nacua was undoubtedly one of the best players this week. Cooper Kupp had a monstrous day too. Defense once again didn't show up. There's nothing to speak of. Just what a freaking game between these two guys. Like, the Rams want to win their division this year. Like, they're hungry for it. And then the Bills, I mean, they already win their division. So, like, they were kind of due for a loss this time. But, like, it doesn't mean I don't respect the Bills anymore. I mean, the Bills are legit contenders this year. As a matter of fact, they are my Super Bowl picks. I think it's going to be Philly and it's going to be Bills in the Super Bowl. Now we have the 49ers absolutely destroying the Bears. I mean, the Bears fired their head coach. I mean, I don't know what to say at this point. Caleb Williams, 17 for 23. He was accurate, but, like, 134 yards. Like, that's horrible. Rushing game was just horrible. Receiving game was not that good. Just nothing could go right. Nothing could possibly go right for the Bears. Brock Purdy, 20 for 25. He was accurate. He had a good game today. I mean, on Sunday. Brandon Allen, as soon as they put him in, he threw an interception. I mean, what can you say? It's Brandon Allen. Isaac Guerrero had a great day, even though Jordan Mason were supposed to take over for Christian McCaffrey, but Christian McCaffrey and Jordan Mason are now hurt, so Isaac Guerrero has to step up for them. Juwan Jennings had 2 tutties. Defense was absolutely so disruptive. Evan Anderson had a forced fumble. The 49ers, I mean, they got nothing to play for at this point. Like, they're not making the playoffs. They're not even going to win their division. So, I mean, might as well just, like, screw it at this point. Just try anything you can. And now we have the game where, once again, the Chiefs get by and get away with another BS victory. Justin Herbert, he was honestly really good. He was accurate. He threw for 213 yards. He threw for a tutty. I mean, when you can put up those numbers while having no receivers, like Ladd McConkey was hurt. So I mean, like, had Ladd McConkey played this game, the Chargers probably would have won the game. Gus Edwards had a tutty. Again, like, the receiving corps, I mean, besides Josh Palmer, I guess, I mean, Quentin Johnson, like, there's just nothing to talk about. Defense had a really disruptive game, only holding the Chiefs to 19 points. Patrick Mahomes was just, he was not that good. 24 for 37, 219. I don't know where Patrick Mahomes has been throwing the ball this year. He's throwing the ball into nowhere. Isaiah Pacheco's been very limited. I mean, like, I would give him a minute since he literally just came back from injury. D-Hop had the score. And the defense was kind of disruptive. I mean, like, if the Chiefs go against a good, fully healthy team, like, they're going to get exposed. I mean, look what happened with the Bills. I mean, honestly, I feel like the Chiefs still can get to the Super Bowl. You know, I don't know, maybe at the very least, divisional round. But honestly, I would not be surprised if the Chiefs got bounced first round, honestly. And now we have the Cowboys losing to the Bengals. No shocker. Look at Joe Burrow. Once again, just look at Joe Burrow. This whole season have just been, hey, look at me for Joe Burrow. And hey, look at me for Ja'Marr Chase. These two have been absolutely tremendous. It's just the rest of their team sucks. Joe Burrow, 33 for 44, 75%, 369 yards, 3 tutties, 1 pick. Ja'Marr Chase even had 1 rush for 14 yards. Chase Brown, I mean, he did okay. Ja'Marr Chase, 14 receptions for 177 yards, 2 tutties. What a great day for Ja'Marr Chase. Ja'Marr Chase has been undoubtedly the best receiver. Probably in the top 3 contention for Offensive Player of the Year. Defense, I mean, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't the worst performance. I mean, trust me, I've seen worse performances by the Bengals defense. A tutty interception for Geno Stone. Looking at the Cowboys now, just Cooper Rush once again is just absolutely just didn't do great at all. Running game was very limited, other than Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle had a great day. And then just again, like CeeDee Lamb, 6 receptions for 93 yards, a touchdown. He did okay. Brandon Cooks had a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb has just not been as good as he was last year. There's no doubt about that. He's definitely had some problems. Mainly because he has nobody to throw the ball. And the defense, Malik Hooker had an interception. Overall, just, if you can't stop a Bengals offense in 2024, like, I don't know what you can do. Like, Cowboys can't really stop anybody right now. So, yeah, that is the final game, and that is the NFL Week 14 reactions. Guys, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like below, and please make sure to subscribe to the channel as like an early Christmas present for me. We are on the road to 600 subscribers. I'm trying to get there. Please help me get there by the end of the new year to 600 subscribers. That'll really help me out a lot. Every step of the way helps me out a lot. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys the next time I upload. Peace. Hopefully will be this week when I post my Saturday night's main event predictions. But for real, I'm done wasting your guys' time. Peace.